Hey everyone out there in Twitch land, it's Doc or Gamer Seuss once again in the Gamer Seuss channel with yet another video on the new stress test for Fractured Online. This time I'm going to talk about just do a quick video on a new feature that was added in for this test, which is tease. And I'm going to just introduce you to that. But first, just a reminder, all my videos are dedicated to Extra Life. So anytime you subscribe or spend bits or anything like that, and I make money on the channel, or you follow a commercial link and I get any kind of money, half of everything rounded up goes to Extra Life, which is part of the Children's Miracle Network, helps children with long-term chronic conditions in the hospital like cerebral palsy, cancer, end-stage renal disease, muscular dystrophy, things like that, where they might be stuck in the hospital getting long-term treatment or need specialized equipment in order to go home, because one of the things they do with the Extra Life money is help buy that equipment, do research on the various conditions, as well as getting the kids puzzles, games, consoles, and stuff so they could feel more like kids in their peer group. So I do try to support Extra Life with my channel, and half of everything that I make goes to that. And anything else just goes to channel maintenance. I actually spend more out of pocket than that because it helps pay for like software registrations, a new microphone if my microphone goes out, new monitor if the monitor goes out, things like that. I really don't make that much, but that's where the funds go that I do earn here when I monetize the channel. So just to let you know, and I have a certain threshold I have to make before they even give me a payout anyway. But back to the show. Let's go ahead and go into Fractured so you can see what we're doing here. And this time we're going to be making teas. Now, for those who have not done this yet, teas are something new. Now, you go to any campfire or fireplace and you click on it and you go to the cauldron like you were going to cook food. And you see there's normally the meats and vegetables that you can cook. And then, of course, you have your second tab where you can make ashes, unguents, and there's a new one that's wood treating oil, which is also new for this thing, and I'll actually mention that in this video just as a little extra aside. The wood treating oil is now used to make the wood planks. It used to be you could just make planks, but now you need wood treating oil, and so you need to get this tar that's a byproduct of the charcoal piles that you make on your property. You'll get this tar, and then you use this tar to make the wood treating oil. If you see here, it's called wood tar. And you turn the wood tar into the wood treating oil and use the wood treating oil to make the planks. But that's an aside, but that's another new feature. But then there's now this new tab that's been added called consumables. Now, you've seen consumables on some of the other crafting stations. In this case, we have consumables in the cooking station now, and this is where you get to make teas and tinctures and elixirs. So it's kind of like maybe an introduction to how alchemy is going to be, but we're not sure because they haven't really released the alchemy patch yet. But right now we do have some basic teas. It used to be you could brew some poisons and remedies, and you still can in the crafting stations, but in the crafting menu. But here you can also make some teas out of some of the common flowers, and you just need that flower to do it. And if you hover over the mental thing, it'll tell you what the tea does. Like this one gives you health recovery of 250 points instantaneously and removes the poison debuff, as an example. Now, in previous games, you made bandages and they had an instant healing effect based on your constitution. That's no longer the case. Now, bandages just give you a regeneration, so they're really used outside of combat now. But these teas can be put on your hotbar and used in place of the old bandages to get an instant heal. Now, they have a cooldown before you can use them again. It's usually like a 6-second cooldown before you're allowed to take another drink of tea. And each batch of tea makes more than one. So, like, for instance, I'm going to make bee balm tincture. The bee balm tincture, the bee balm tea, takes 4 bee balm. I have 6 on me. That's why I'm making it. And it has 250 health recovery. Plus, it gets rid of physical debuffs. And physical debuffs are things like being stunned. That's a physical debuff. Or if you've been weakened, non-magical weakness, that would be a physical debuff. Now, on the other hand, a magical weakness or something magical would be a magic debuff, and then you would want something like Mandrake Elixir, which gets rid of magical debuffs and gives you 1,000 mana. So it's one of the first times that they've had like a mana regeneration. In previous games, you could just eat Mandrake to get a little bit of mana back. A lot of people didn't know that. But now they've got a tea that you can use in order to get some mana back, as well as getting rid of a magical debuff. But I don't have any Mandrake on me. But I do have Bee Balm, and you'll see that Bee Balm and Passion Flower are the same as far as their effects go. What's probably going on here is Bee Balm is available on Aaron, the human planet, while Passion Flower is available on Terra, on the Wildfolk planet, and the only 2 planets available. Now, the other things like Arnica, Bloodvein, Bitterleaf, Lavender, and Mandrake, I think, are available on on both planets. I've not really checked the Wildfolk planet. But anyway, we're going to make some Bee Balm. And I have none in my inventory right now. So I'm going to make a single batch. And you see, that gives me 10 of the Bee Balm tea. And then I can take on my hotbar and unequip like my animal nets for when I'm going into combat. And I can put the Bee Balm tea in there. And now I've got a quick heal for 250 hit points. Now that's not a lot, but it is a little bit. Because if you see, like I got 2,200 hit points. So it's just about a little bit over 10% of my life that I could heal. It's not a lot, but it is helpful because I can do that every 6 seconds until I run out of the tea. And I can just go around collecting Bee Balm to make more. And, you know, my healing spell only does like 8 times my intelligence heal. So it only heals 160. So it even heals less than the Bee Balm does. Because of what my current intelligence is, which is 18. So it's actually better than a single cast of minor healing. But the other healing spells are obviously going to be better because they heal a heck of a lot more. But this is just for you users out there who want to check out the new tea system. And like I said, in addition to the new teas, we have the new wood treating tar, which you'll use to make planks. And there are 3, 6, 7 teas or tinctures available. Arnica tea, which gives you 250 recovery, removes poison. Bloodvein tea, which gives you 250 and relieves poison. So like one of them may be available on one planet or one on the other. I'm not absolutely sure. Bitterleaf tea just gives you 25 rest recovery, which gives you some of your energy back up here. When you get exhausted, then you slow down and other things don't recover as well. And so you need to get to a fire and sleep. But this is a way to get some quick restoration. We talked about Bee Balm and Passion Flower already, which does 250 and physical debuff. Then Lavender gives you no health recovery, but it gets rid of both magical buffs and debuffs. So all magical effects on you, good and bad, go away with the Lavender Elixir. So it's both a mixed blessing. The good and the bad go away. But if you want to get rid of all the magical debuffs on you and then go ahead and recast your buffs, you can take the Lavender Elixir. And as we already talked about, Mandrake Elixir gives you mana of 1,000, which is pretty good since if you look, I've only got 2,552 mana myself. So that's over a third of my total mana that would come instantly back. It's like drinking a mana potion in other games. And it also gets rid of just magical debuffs. So your magical buffs will stay with the Mandrake Elixir. Just wanted to do a real quick video on those because they are new for this test. And you can make them on any fireplace, fire pit, or campfire if you've got the necessary ingredients. And as you see, the only ingredient needed on any of the elixirs was just the single herb. You don't need any water. You don't need anything else to do it. You just need a certain amount of the herbs. And I think, I know the bee balm took 4. Let me just double check the totals here. Arnica is 4. Bloodfane's 4. Mandrake's just 1. Lavender is 4. Passion fruit's 4. Bee balm's 4. Bitter leaf is 4. So they're all 4 except Mandrake, which only requires 1, which is good because Mandrake's a little bit more rare, and all of these items are also used as reagents for enchanting. So you kind of want to balance keeping some for your enchanting and using some for your teas. Now, I don't use bee balm a lot in enchanting personally, which is why bee balm is my go-to for the teas right now. But that's going to help you out as a new player or even as a veteran because it is a new system that we didn't have previously in the game. And it's just a taste of either cooking or alchemy. We're not sure what it's classified as. And then you can still, like I said, go into your regular crafting menu consumables and make light bandages. There's also the new cotton bandages, but as I say, both of those just do health regen for 10 seconds of 3 times your constitution for the cotton ones and 2 times the constitution for the regular bandages, but there's no instant heal anymore. You make your normal animal nets, and you can now make your poison pastes, and there's new poison paste based on different herbs, and that's where you use like your unguent that you use in the other tab of the campfire that had the tar, and you mix your unguent with one of these things. And then finally, they have fixed the bug that was not letting us make wooden lockpicks for picking the locked chest at some of the dynamic spots. So that's something else too. So just it's related is why I'm adding it to this video. Thank you again for watching. I just wanted to make this a quick one for everybody. Again, remember to support Extra Life. You can do that by subscribing to my channel, and that includes the free subscription you get if you're an Amazon Prime member. I get the value of that subscription just like it was a paid subscription. So I get half of that value, which is usually, I know they've changed some of the scales, but I still think I get $2.50 from that, which means $1.25 of that would go to Extra Life. So it'd be a free way every month to support Extra Life would be to support me or other channels like me that support Extra Life. Also remember, Extra Life has their regular, every November, there's a Extra Life streaming day where they stream. A lot of streamers try to be open 24 hours to do a marathon stream. I try to do as much as I can in 24 hours, but with my health, I can't always stay up the whole time. But I will like do some reruns of some of my stuff when I'm not live streaming. And that helps Extra Life. Also remember, here in Fractured, I'm a member of the Iron Bank Guild, which runs the city of Bravos on Erin, and is also allied to the city a little bit closer on Terra. And so if you join there as a human or wild folk, you can get some citizen benefits, and we're a real helpful group that wants to forward the game in general. So if you're looking for a place to call home, Iron Bank and Bravos is definitely a place to check out. Thank you all. As always, may all your rolls be critical hits, or if they're fumbles, at least let them be epic in the retelling. And in the immortal words of Stan Lee, Excelsior. Everybody have a good day.